Welcome to this video. In this video, I will demonstrate some initial or beginner concepts of Node.js. I actually demonstrate some basic information and some environmental setup and explain one simple application. I think these are the first these are the stuff that I will discuss, and I'm taking it from tutorialspoint.com. And this is Said from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I am a software, web, mobile database architect, engineer and developer. So what is Node.js? Node.js, it's a JavaScript framework. JavaScript framework and very powerful JavaScript framework. It was based on Google Chrome engine, version 8 Chrome engine, and that is pretty fast. And Node.js is good for IO intensive, data intensive web application and mobile application. Also applications for multiple platforms like tablet, mobile, and also video streaming, single page applications. These are what it is good for, and it is completely free and open source. And to understand Node.js, you need to know little bit about you need to know you need to understand HTML and JavaScript, Ajax, or those are the stuff that you need to understand. If you don't, you probably can learn those as you go ahead. But ideally, if you are taking a look into Node.js, you probably already know those stuff. Okay, and execute Node.js online, and there is some online platform set up for execution of Node.js. You can also create those. I think in the backend you can create a Node.js server and supply it there, run it there, and bring the output and show it here. So so this is the one. Okay, so you can try it online. So on the introduction page, it will be telling about some Node.js features, like Node.js uses asynchronous model, event-driven model, event-driven loop, and it's single-threaded, and it does not use any buffer. It does not do buffering of data. And there are many related concepts to Node.js like modules and DNS and debugger and all those stuff. Those are the main thing that will be told in Node.js introduction. And the main concept that are used is asynchronous and synchronous. Asynchronous, you know that if you send a request to something, and you can go ahead and the program will go ahead without waiting for the output. So if you send request at this moment, and also if you also have the plan to output the response data, but in the meantime, while waiting, if your program does some other stuff, it might happen that those other stuff can get done earlier, or messages from the other code can get displayed on the screen before the request comes back. So that's asynchronous model. And synchronous model, actually it has to wait. I think all the stuff that we are doing, they has to go step by step. If one step is finished, then the next step will has to process. If you send request for some data, so it has to wait, it has to come back before you can proceed to do anything else, or to try to process and output some data. So that is the asynchronous and synchronous thing. Anyway, I can go from here. So Node.js JavaScript framework came on 2009. So Google's Chrome engine, JavaScript runtime engine, and building fast and scalable network web applications, event driven. Yeah, I think because it's asynchronous, it keeps up the different track and different events and event comebacks, and then it processes. So event driven approach. Let's click, that is one event. Just to understand what event is, click, double click, all those are different events. Sending a request, that's an event. Data coming back, that's another event. So I think in Node.js applications you will have many different events running in parallel, running one after another, and the data are coming asynchronously, and whenever the data is coming, then it is doing something, displaying or not, or doing something and sending back. Yeah, non-blocking IO. Asynchronous, that does mean it's non-blocking. It makes it lightweight and efficient. And yeah, data incentive, real-time applications. It is good for, I think, single page application, real-time application, web applications where it is where Node.js is a good candidate. And for sure it is cross-platform. It can run on multiple platforms: Microsoft platform, Windows platform, OS X platform, Linux platform. Okay, so Node.js, what it will come with? It will come up with a runtime environment and some corresponding JavaScript library, because Node.js, it can create its own runtime environment, it can create its own server, something like this. You know that for running Java applications you need the Java runtime environment. I think similar concept within Java runtime environment. Here to execute the JavaScript applications, you can run in console in JavaScript. It can run on browser in general, but if you want Node.js application that can run as a server, that can run on the server, it can create its own server, and you can run JavaScript as a console application as well. So it needs a runtime environment and JavaScript libraries for sure. Many third-party libraries are many. It comes with its own libraries. Features of Node.js, it's just same thing. They are telling it asynchronous and event driven, asynchronous and event driven. Yeah, all APIs of Node.js library asynchronous for sure. That's what we are talking about. And non-blocking, asynchronous means non-blocking, and it's making event driven so that there is no continuous thing, but things will happen at different events. When something happens, and on that sequence, on that action, as a reaction, some other stuff will happen. So it will be very fast, single threaded but highly scalable. Yeah, it is single threaded, but it can create child processes. I think in the Linux process, then spawn, fork, all those concepts can be used here. So yeah, the child process, no buffering. Node.js, it does not buffer the output data. It just directly sends. License under MIT license and free. Who uses Node.js? Microsoft, Yahoo, all the big corporations uses Node.js. Yeah, all the Toronto advertising agencies, they will be using Node.js. I think whoever is trying to make single page applications, mobile, Angular based, yeah, they will try to use Node.js. The different concept of Node.js, modules, debugger, streaming, and all those things. And you can see some different modules: OS module, path module, net module, and you have to use the require function require method to load those module if you want to work with it. So yeah, it is the same information. IO bound application, not CPU bound application. CPU processing application, no. Data streaming applications, yes. Data intensive real-time application, yes. JSON API based applications, yes. Single page applications, yes. So environmental setup, yeah, you need to download it. I think try it online option, yes, you can try it online for sure, and you can download the Node.js, run it locally, and npm You can also use npm. Yeah, you can install in both Linux and in Windows. Text editor, yeah, you can use one of the standard text editor, and if you Linux, Emacs, Epsilon, anyway, or the NetBeans IDE or Eclipse, you can for sure use those. Okay, I think we already have discussed this. A JavaScript file, it has to run. If you want to run in a console environment, you need to have the runtime. And if you actually go so this is a nodejs and the runtime installed, so you can do it here. Using npm you can install many different required stuff. Okay, just type npm, it will show you all the different options. npm-l. Okay, runtime, you have to, nothing to install, you have to download, install, and Linux sudo apt-get install, that's okay. Installation on Windows. Another thing, you might have to set the path depending on the installer you use. Or Linux, I think. Okay, installation, you can just create a file main.js, put it there, and then run it like this. Let me create this file. So I have created this file in C drive, and if I run it here, so it just runs, right? Simple stuff. So first application. Okay, Node.js first application. The concept is you have to create a Node.js server, and using the inside that Node.js server you have to write all your code. And to create Node.js server, there are some predefined library module like HTTP, and there are the function create server. Yeah, it's pretty similar to Java, also has similar classes or methods, and even the Linux C, that also has similar thing. Yeah, I think in my past I had to create some sort of basic prototype web server in C in Linux, so the same concept here. You create the server and bind a port, and then you wait for the client to request, and based on the request you process it and send it back. Yeah, you're not creating a web server using Node.js, you'll be just because it's an application, so initially you have to create some sort of stuff that runs, and others can request, that kind of thing. Yeah. And Node.js applications, they can be for sure deployed in the traditional web servers, under those traditional web servers as well. It can run on its own, but depending on what you want, it can run under other web servers as well. So yeah, as I told, create server and the corresponding module is HTTP. It is just telling you the steps that is required to create a simple basic application. So you have to import the required modules. Yeah, it's in all languages, right? C# or Java or C. You need to import those, whether include or use or import, using or whatever. So create server and then create server method. So you have to wait for the request, and if the request comes, based on the request you have to process it and send it back. Did I resume? Yes, I resume. So this is the HTTP module that you need for sure. And then HTTP create server. After creating the server, so you are telling the response will be in text plain. Response int will be, when the response is int, it will show hello world, and dot listen. I think create server and then dot listen. It will be listening to 8081 port. Console.log server running. Okay, yeah, so you create this and put it in a file and you can run it, right? Okay, but I missed one part. Okay, server is running and it will be waiting for request. Okay, so this is the create server part. And this is what we did. We just did it on here. And to test it if the server is working or not. Okay, if the request and the request ending and it is giving you the hello world, you can see response end with hello world. Okay, so yeah, node.js first application. Okay, let's see, did I miss anything, or we can review. So JavaScript framework, JavaScript based framework. Yeah, that probably is more right. JavaScript based framework. It runs on Google Chrome V8 engine. Intensive operation, video streaming application, single page applications, web application, mobile application, used by thousands of developers around the world. So node.js online, you can try it online. Introduction, fast scalable network applications, event driven, non-blocking, lightweight, efficient, perfect for data intensive real application. Server side and networking applications. Yeah, this is what node.js is. Asynchronous and event driven, very fast single threaded, no buffering. We already know this, we have seen this. Okay, just to review: environment setup, local environment setup, okay. Anyway, the first application, create server, read request. You can see it here, require and create server, response ending, and this is the port it is waiting for. An REPL terminal. This is actually, this is what it is referring to. So you can see typing, it evaluating, outputting. You can also use the variables and all those things. You can write this, and this comes automatically. Dot. So underscore means the previous value will be assigned. These are some, yeah, Control C. Anyway, package manager, npm, you can install different packages using this. Okay, I can show those in subsequent videos. I want to stop here.